I'll officially call this meeting of the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to order for Tuesday, March 22nd. Join us for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Zoller will lead us with the prayer.
Dear Lord, thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve the citizens of Seneca County. Thank you for this wonderful day and this second day of spring this year. Give us the wisdom to make good decisions for all the residents of Seneca County. In your name, amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Stacy?
Here.
Commissioner Zoller?
Here.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Here.
We'll have the signing of the journal, and then I'll accept the motion to approve the DVD recording of the previous board session, which was Tuesday, March 15th, and the index of that meeting.
So. Seconded.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved, thank you. Do we have any adjustments to the agenda, things we need to get added to the otherwise printed agenda?
Yeah, I'd like to maybe an update where we stand at with bonding on the JJC. I know that we've got some preliminary cost, is kind of an update on that, and then also an update on where we stand at with getting somebody for the Wolf Creek job of evaluating assessments for the taxes for that. Kind of an update on both of those.
Okay. Anything to add? Stacy?
I've got a Memorial Day parade and a couple of meeting reminders that are coming up this week, so just want to have a few meeting reminders.
Before we go to the agenda, we have Todd and company, Robin, and Mary, everybody here, and this is all for the Coordinated Public and Human Services Transportation Plan. So,
This big docket right here.
We
yes.
all, it was delivered to us. I think we all got a copy of this before. I think we have a resolution to adopt it, but I don't know, yes,
Yeah,
please,
thank you. I'll stand over here
please.
so my back's not to anyone. Well, good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for this great opportunity. And for the general public here, this nice document here, which is the Seneca County Coordinated Public and Human Service Transportation Plan. Now, people down in ODOT, Ohio Department of Transportation, you can just say Seneca County Coordinated Plan. That's kind of the CP, so that kind of shortens that. I first wanted to thank Commissioner Stacy, Mary Haddock, Robin Richter, Ben Kenny, and then also the Seneca Commission on Aging staff, Ryan Glover and Canada Digby, and then also Ron Davidson of the Opportunity Center. Those fine folks helped the steering committee help create this plan. And the whole purpose of the plan is to have transportation coordination within Seneca County and to improve on transportation. I know in both the public and private sector, and in the public sector you have SCAT here in town. I know Mary and SCAT are doing a fantastic job doing contracts and MOUs with other agencies within Seneca County to try to get folks around Seneca County. And the main purpose of the plan is for funding, 5310 funding through ODOT for new vehicles for 2017. So when an agency applies for a new vehicle, the first question ODOT asks, do you have a coordinated plan? And so now Seneca County can say yes, and then the next question ODOT asks is how soon or how updated is the plan? And now we can say 2016. And this plan needs to be updated every 4 or 5 years. So thank you everyone in the steering committee.
Good job, Todd.
Excuse, how old was the last plan? If I can remember, it's like 10 years old, wasn't it?
2008.
Yes, 2008 was the last
Okay.
time the plan was written.
So we were well, it was well due.
Yes.
And we want to at this time to formally adopt the plan. Do we have a separate resolution for that?
It's just an adoption of the Seneca County Locally Coordinated Public Human Services Transportation Plan.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Sure, I also move.
Yeah. Seconded.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt the Seneca County Locally Coordinated Public and Human Services Transportation Plan. Any comments or questions? Not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kirschner,
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller,
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy.
Yes, approved. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
That was easy.
Not that you want to stay for the rest of the riveting agenda, but we understand you have things to do.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Then we will continue with the other things on the printed agenda, and the next thing we've got scheduled is at 10:30. With Chris, so we'll do the other stuff first, Chris, because I don't know if there's anybody else coming.
Yeah.
Since we put it on at 10:30. Okay, we probably better wait a little, in case any of them are coming.
All right.
Okay. Proceed with old business. Under old business, we added a couple of things. We added Wolf Creek. The update I'm aware of is I need to coordinate the meeting with Mark, Beth Deach, and Derek. And unfortunately with Derek's schedule with the personal stuff going on with the family, didn't get that scheduled in because that was, they didn't know what was gonna happen, and now they're dealing with that stuff this week. So hopefully we meet next week, and we're gonna look at what the possibilities are on continuing with the petition or anything else otherwise, because continuing with it means we need to get somebody hired. Mark had some other thoughts and ideas that he wanted to run past Derek, and that's what we're gonna meet about, so Derek can give us the update.
Well, I'm confused. I thought continue with the petition. I mean, we approved the petition. So I thought that was a done deal. Now it's just a matter of getting someone to do the project.
Correct.
So
We need to get
it's not a
somebody-
matter of reviewing the petition, it's just,
He just presented a concept to us that we could look at, if Derek thought we could look at it, and so that's what we're gonna talk to with Derek
Okay.
about.
Okay.
Because we're gonna have to redo some inventories because of the time lapse that has occurred since those inventories were done. And it's always a moving target with leaning trees
yeah.
and every windstorm and the weather event that we get. So that was the reason he just wanted us to know that was an option out there. And again, we had to talk to Derek about it, and now we gotta get back together, so. We need to make that happen. It got slowed up a little bit again because of schedules, but.
Let me know how I can help on that.
I will, but that's the update on that. The JJC and bonding, you had added that, I don't know if you want to address that.
Sure, I can kind of go through it. There will be a specific scheduled meeting sometime, hopefully in April, to talk to the bonding group, the rating groups in New York. But short of that, we are in the range of 12.5 to 13.2 on the probable costs. Keep in mind, there's $1 million in contingencies in that. So just breaking that down very quickly, let's start at 12.5. We've got $3 million in the city, what takes us to 9.5. We've got $500,000 interest-free loan that we believe will come from the state, which takes us to 9. We've got about $2 million that we will have as a county saved up. That takes us to 7. And the judges have committed a minimum of $500,000. That takes us to 6.5. So the bond that we will do will be somewhere between 6.5 and 7.5 million, probably closer to 6.5 million. We will have that conversation. We will ask for more because you can always pay the other portion of it back or not get bonded for as much as you need in the final analysis. It looks like the rates are in the range of 3%, again, which is better than the average over the last 5 years. We will have some final answers regarding the bond as soon as we have set the gross maximum price, which has not yet been done.
Okay, do we expect that figure within the next couple weeks? The gross,
Well, I guess the key
Maximum
word is
price.
expect. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we would expect it, but I don't know that we'll have it for certain. Everybody's reviewing contracts at this point, so cautiously optimistic that those contracts will be signed in the very near future, hopefully by next meeting.
okay, and in my analysis, when I was at the very beginning of the project and bonding somewhere in the 6.5 to 7 million was somewhere around a $400,000 a year bond payment. And as I review in my mind, looking at county budgets and so forth and so on, we're currently putting about 350,000 away for the courthouse now. So, and then from what I understand, I just want confirmation of that, is in 2019, we will be retiring some long-term debt, which is in the neighborhood. I've heard of about 450,000, but then I've heard some other figures. What is that debt?
It won't go away, it drops off. It
And-
won't go away till 2021.
And
But
what,
it's-
what percentage drops off? I'm trying to look at, as we do this, I don't wanna put any added burden on the county. That we
Yeah.
can do it with existing money that we're saving and what we're reducing, what we're dropping off in debt. We put the whole thing together and it's actually, the county should actually have a net increase in its,
Yeah, let's
Spendable
let's
income.
make it real simple.
Yeah.
If the bonding is $400,000 a year,
yes, sir?
and that's gonna be on the high side, and if 250 drops off, and if we discontinue putting 350 a year into the JJC fund, the net effect is that we'll have a $200,000 positive cash flow to the county.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
What drops off, it's not quite 50%, is it, what it's dropping down to?
It's quite a big,
Is it
yeah,
okay.
it's a pretty big amount.
This is
I
the
think
sheriff's
that-
department, isn't it, that,
It's just our long-term bonding, we did job and family services, we did, the engineer's office, veteran services, that was the big upgrade out there.
From what I reviewed, our obligation will be $250 a year after it drops
Yeah,
off. As
I figured I
opposed to
remember that.
400 and some.
I think the most important thing to the citizens of Seneca County as we build this JJC, that we are not adding any additional expenditures on the county, or pressure on the county budget, period. If anything, there's actually gonna be some excess cash. Doesn't mean we
Well, I
can
mean,
reduce taxes.
Look, there's a lot of ways to look at it, you know, I mean, just because something rolls off, you're putting something on, I don't know that you can call that a savings. I mean, what you can say is that the net effect of our finances regarding our obligations on an annual basis are going to decrease.
Yes.
But, I mean, it could be argued that's really not a savings, that's just a movement of numbers,
We're not adding any burden.
you know.
Right. All right. Anything else with that? Other old business, we had the museum listed. Was this just to talk about the update meeting or something else?
You asked me to put it on.
Oh, okay, then it wasn't. I thought maybe somebody else had, I couldn't remember. We did, okay, then it wasn't. We had an update, open house / meeting that we had asked the contractor at the time of awarding the bid to please do for us, because we have so many stakeholders interested in the museum project, as well as making it possible for us to do the improvements with the financial aspect of it. So we did that on the 17th, and it was a nice update. Palmer was there, and they were the engineers behind specs of the project and all those things, and then Paul and Masonry, who's doing the work, and they're doing a great job. And we got to see a lot of things, because the columns were laying there, and they were able to use the historic wood and rebuild those columns on the inside that needed to be rebuilt. They were underway on putting the slat and groove white oak wood porch deck down, and they got the pillars are been restored with the rebar all the way down to the base and all of that kind of stuff. So it's coming along nicely and looking good. So that was, and we had great media coverage on it from the local paper, Channel 11, others. So
Yeah, and just as a comment, I did receive a call from a citizen of the county, and they were concerned about potential sunshine law violations. And in researching what went on, I understand it was published in the paper of the meeting, and there wasn't any decisions made. It was more an information gathering process, so there wasn't a decision-making processes. So I addressed it with the individual that I didn't feel that was in any sunshine law violations whatsoever
Yeah,
here.
there's
It was
only
all
one
very
official
open.
there.
But I just wanted to mention that I did receive a call and there was some concerns.
Yeah.
But I don't feel it was justified.
I had an email, if it was the same person, and I replied, I said it was just an open house update
Yeah,
type meeting.
yeah.
There's a sign-in sheet, but I said there, was just the contractor sharing
Yeah.
progress to date. so
No
forth.
decisions were made whatsoever.
No, wasn't intended for that, so, but that was good. And we have down here Apex, the Republic Wind Energy letters. We asked the last time to kind of hold on those. I put them in your pile down there, and I had signed them. And one is in support of the project overall, and one is in support of the project and House Bill 190, because the previous House bill was changing the setbacks and increasing them by about double of what the setbacks were. House Bill 190 restores them back to what they were going to be instead of the additional feet that was being required in the new bill. So I understand it, I think it makes sense. You guys had met with him, I just had met with, last I met with John was a while before, he was here when I was gone, so I got updated on all that. I'm okay with us sending the letters of support for the two projects that will be touching into Seneca County. And the letters are there if everybody's willing to sign them, but that's what they are.
Well, just as an additional update, they have received letters from all the school districts involved. I haven't actually seen those letters, but I got an email that said they had received those because obviously the schools are the ones that gain the most by this with the additional tax money. My only concern is that I did get a call from a commissioner of Van Wert County, and they're trying to tell their landowners there that Seneca County has approved it unless you guys comply with what we want. We'll just build bigger farms in Seneca County. I really don't like that tactic. But, again, I'm getting it secondhand from another commissioner. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah,
But that bothers me a bit.
yeah.
So we are approving House Bill 190 or
Support.
recommending support for House Bill 190 and supporting the wind farms.
Just to give my fellow commissioners a little insight, there is it's very politically oriented down in Columbus. The coal generators are lobbying very strongly against this, and coal apparently is a major contributor in the state, so there's a lot of, so I believe our support of a letter here will help down in Columbus, because I think it's good for Seneca County. I don't see many negatives towards it, other than it may hurt the big coal group a little bit, but I think these letters are even more important than what we realized to get it down to our legislature, so
Yeah.
I certainly am supportive of it.
And the company has been staying in contact with us, and I've got notes that date back to August of 15, you know, throughout the process, when they would be in and talk to us and give us updates on what was going on and that kind of stuff, so I think they've been very straightforward with us. I don't know what happened with Van Wert, but like I said, I think they've always been straightforward with us and the people here that, everything I've talked.
I've met with them 3 times and they've been very good.
Yeah,
Just
And they keep us abreast of where they're at in the whole process.
yeah. Okay.
Still amazes me that over by Republic is, I would think that the lake would be much windier. Maybe there's a lot of hot air over Republic, I don't know.
They're thinking about putting one outside here.
Okay. On that note, we'll move on. If there's any other old business anybody has, no, we'll move on to new business, cover a couple things before we get to the other scheduled appointment.
We got Memorial Day parade, somebody mentioned.
Yeah, under new business, we have Memorial Day
Okay,
Parade.
I'm sorry, all right.
That's right.
You weren't there yet?
Now I am, still close enough. So what's the Memorial Day Parade?
So they'd like to invite you to participate in Tiffin's Memorial Day Parade on May 30th, 2016. Form up 9 a.m. at St. Joseph's Church, then move out at 10. Your participation will be greatly enhance the success of the parade. Please mark your calendar.
9 a.m. What day?
9 a.m. on May 30th.
May 30th.
We
We did
just
that.
wanted to see our pretty faces.
We did that last year together, didn't we?
I think it's a good idea if all 3 of us could do that. Do they want our acceptance of it, that we're gonna be there? We gotta tell, or just show up?
We'll send them an email, let them know you're coming.
Yeah. 9 a.m.
Yep.
At St. Joseph's Church.
Okay.
Your turn to buy the candy, Commissioner Zoller.
You're awful generous with my pocketbook here.
You just keeping order, right? All right, other meeting reminders?
Yes, we have Homeland Security Day at noon. We do have an LEPC meeting. I talked to Fred a little bit ago that he said he would be willing to attend at 1. So I know, Holly, you had another meeting.
Yep.
The Health Insurance Committee is meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock here in our office. I think Holly is now on that committee this year. And the JJC meeting is at noon tomorrow at the Public Safety Building. And I'll send out the agenda after this meeting.
And then the Area 7 Workforce Development Board is having a meeting that I know the three of us got this, to attend this on April 6th. It's in Union County. I don't know if Mike, if you checked, I didn't check calendar, but you talked about looking at it, but
Yeah.
we need somebody to go to that meeting. This is the one before, with the changes they were making with the division, and there's several, I think there's like 26 counties in this group, and they wanted to change that setup, and our group said we want to keep our group together, and they were kind of fighting it a little bit, and Steve Arndt was leading the charge until he got moved up to being a state representative, and so then Deb Lieberman took it over, so that's a really limited background update, but
That's April 6th.
it is April 6th, yes. And I don't even know what day of the week that is, but,
It's Wednesday.
okay, so I was hoping it was on a Tuesday. So I guess if you can go, great. If you can't,
Yeah.
we need to make sure one of us is there, but, and you got that email, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to give it to Nikki because it's not on our calendar yet.
Yeah.
Who'd the email come from?
Um,
Do the search.
did it come from, in the back? 'Cause it's got the-
John Trot.
John Trott. Okay. Anything else for meeting reminders?
Nope, I think I'm good.
And we'll go ahead and do the bill vouchers.
Okay, I've got bill vouchers, batch number 13751. I have a supplement to the permit appropriation from the general fund, putting $50,000 into equipment. I have a supplement to the permit appropriation for the general fund, putting $734.87 into equipment. I have a resolution authorizing Mike Kirschner to sign the revolving loan fund application documents and any other documents relating to this application. I have a resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2015, 2 of them, John Deere tractors through the Ohio Department of Administrative Services, Cooperative Purchasing Program on behalf of Seneca County Engineer. Resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2016 Ford F-150 Super Cab through the Ohio Department of Administrative Services, Cooperative Purchasing Program on behalf of the engineer. Also 2 2017 7400 SFA dump trucks. A resolution entering into contract with the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board of Seneca, Sandusky, and Wyandotte County on behalf of the Seneca County Sheriff's Office. I have a resolution authorizing the 4D service contracts between the Seneca County Common Police Court 1, Common Police Court 2, Juvenile Magistrate, Clerk of Courts, and the Seneca County, on behalf of the Seneca County Department of Job and Family Services. I have a resolution authorizing the purchase of 2 2016 Dodge Chargers through the Ohio Department of Administrative Services Cooperative Purchasing Program on behalf of the Seneca County Sheriff. These are the vehicles that we did budget. It's just getting around to purchasing. My resolution reestablishing rates for the US 23-224 sewer system.
That's the Hammer Heinsman.
Nope, that's 223 and 224, 223, 23
23.
and 224.
I thought that was Hammer Heinsman out there.
Nope,
Nope.
nope. And that's all the resolutions I have.
All those needs to be signed.
Contracts, yep.
All right, we might have a motion.
So moved.
Seconded.
A motion and a second. Any comments, concerns, questions on any of the resolutions as presented. Anybody, anything? Call roll.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes. All approved. 10:25, Chris, I keep pushing you back, but we are to 10:30. I don't know if any of them are coming or not. So I guess we can go to an opportunity for citizens' comments at this time. Anybody have anything? Comments for us? Okay. And if not, then we are gonna go ahead and go with, if anybody walks in, we'll just have to repeat ourselves, Chris.
All right.
But we've got Chris Collier here with the, about the agricultural easements. This is the, Farmland Preservation Program?
Correct,
All right.
yes.
I'll let you take it from there.
All right. I have a copy of the resolution I brought.
Okay, thank you.
So we're working right now with the Ohio Department of Agricultural's Agricultural Easement Program. I brought some maps showing the properties we're hoping to submit applications for this year. They are in red. The one unlabeled red one is just across the county line, so that's in Sandusky County. Green are properties we've already protected through easements, mostly through this program. And the blue on the map are other protected lands, whether that's parkland or federal land or anything. It's just something we're not involved with, but it is marked as protected land. So we have 4 properties we're looking to apply this year, 3 in Pleasant Township, 1 in Adams Township. The townships have already passed resolutions supporting the submission of applications. And this is for the purchase of agricultural easements to protect these existing farms as farms forever. So what I'm here for today is a resolution from the county to submit an application to the state of Ohio for the purchase of easements on these properties.
Okay. And both Adams and Pleasant have to approved
Yes.
their, okay.
Seneca County, if I recall from last year, still leads in the state with protected land.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I have to say, sometimes I have an issue with that. Because what it does, it reserves the land for eternity that cannot develop on the land.
Yeah, and then part of this does, part of their scoring for this is the state to try to keep it from causing any issues in long-term planning, so that there is still plans for economic development outside of the existing areas, is to look at existing land use plans in the county and give greater points to lands that are, and it's a substantial difference that makes a huge difference in if your application will be funded or not, in areas that have been designated as agricultural lands based on that plan. So that is a part of the application to try to minimize any of those issues.
And that's something that brings point of the land use plan that we need to get updated in this county. And this will all play into that as that happens.
Yeah.
But, okay. Any other concerns or questions? If not, I guess yeah.
I will move for approval.
Okay. I can second. Any other, a motion a second, comments, concerns?
I can't vote for it. I think potentially can hurt economic development. I don't like to do something that's for eternity. It's just forever. I understand that we have to, protect our land and so, but I just have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I think it'll still go if there's 2 to 1.
Yeah.
But
And that is one of the big parts of this, is it is set up to try to minimize that. Like I said, through the land use plan, and it scores better by keeping things in blocks. So instead of just making a ring around a city to be like, oh, look, we circled you in, we try to focus in certain areas, but it is a concern that the application tries to address, whether it's perfect or not. But it is something we try to
Yeah,
address.
we looked at this, obviously Commissioner Stacy is more aware of what the farmland uses are and what's going on out in the county. And I did look at this pretty closely and asked the same kind of questions, but the fact is, this stuff is in areas where it's surrounded by farms pretty much.
Yeah.
And there is no abutting commercial property, nor is there in the foreseeable future any potential commercial development.
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, I feel better at knowing that the trustees have to review
Right.
this before it
Yes.
comes to us. And
Yeah.
like I said, they're even more attuned to any possibilities of anything out there than we are.
Yeah, it's a great way to make sure there's different levels of checking off on this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so, all right, so no further comments or questions? Call the roll.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes.
Commissioner Zoller?
no,
Commissioner Stacy?
Yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for being
you.
here, Chris.
Yeah.
See, that was assigned, this is calling for one signature.
Any other business that should come before the board? Any good public comments?
That part they don't sign these days.
Got a bunch of tabs.
I know, they're not for us, I think they have them marked for themselves.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so we don't sign these.
Nope, just those, there was like 3 copies at
Yeah,
the
I
top.
saw that, yeah, okay.
Okay. Any other business? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second that we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, adjourn, 10:30.